Vincenzo's Go Crypto Investing, and I hope you like my new series on investing and sidestepping common scams in the real estate and cryptocurrency sphere. As we're all here to make money, but we all have to be educated and informed. But what I have to tell you, speaking of scams, and it's conveniently enough, apparently old Vincenzo's station has finally made it. When you start to get people making fake channels of yours, you really know you've made it. And I have seen that other ones could be out there as we look at the XRP price, still sitting in the same general region in the weekly and the 4 hourly. I may have had them in the past, but I haven't seen them. But I have seen my first one on my channel as we're still sitting in this area as we're going to clean this chart up that we've been talking about, where that 37 cents is your major support level that you have to hold to remain bullish to try to get up to 50 cents. Because if you get below it, you're coming back down to this 37 cents for sure. But what I got to tell you before we get into that is a WhatsApp. I do not have any WhatsApps. I do not have anything like that you see with my logo. That is a scam. Do not give money to anything that you see with my name, a picture, or my channel asking for money like that. I will never do anything like that. It's always a scam. And I'm showing you right here as we remove them that they are indeed a scam. Actually, we're just going to hide them, but that is a scam. WhatsApp, anything like that, be on the lookout. Like I tell you, you got to be educated in scammers. I would never have my email being sent out for money or asking to invest or anything like that, just so you guys know. But that makes me proud. I feel like old Vincenzo's finally made it when I have somebody impersonating my station to try to get money. Do I agree with it? No. Do I think it's morally wrong? Yes. Anytime you're nefariously taking somebody's money, I think it's morally wrong, just like the Tom Vu system, right? But it makes me proud at the same time because I know I've made it. If someone's trying to use my little amount of influence to try to scam people, that means I've made it. So I'm proud of that. And we're going to continue to hopefully have scammers try to use our influence to scam, because that just means our influence is growing. But our audience will be educated enough to understand that that is a scam and it is not old Vincenzo. But you can see we've been in this consolidation up here really for quite some time. And it's apparent that this is what we're in. If you want to put a chart pattern on the support and resistance lines that we've been on. And the problem here is what this could be is a bearish continuation pattern in XRP and for the rest of the crypto sphere. And this would kind of be like the big flagpole, and you'd come down to the bottom. And then if it breaks bearish, you would come to the point of breakout. Look where that gets you. Pretty damn close to this 11 cents, but this would clear our 18 to 20 cent target that we set. You say, oh, it's 2023 now. Why haven't you changed that? Because I'm showing you this was so long ago that I made this prediction. I made this prediction a year in advance when the XRP price, just trying to pull that out of there. Oh, I made that prediction so far in the past. It was 2021 and about the fall. Early fall, late summer 2021 would be back in here. And look where the price is, $1.11. It was in this whole gap between about $1.40 and as low as about, I don't know, 80 cents, I believe, back then. And that's where we made that forecast for the next year. And if you would have took my advice that we were going to enter a severe bear market in XRP, and there's no arguing that there is a severe bear market from here, from its high to its low, it was down 78.71% since what is that? September of, let me see, let me make sure I got the right date. That was September of 2021, the fall, right about when I started making those predictions. We were down 71% from that point right here when we made that prediction. So that was one hell of a call by old Vincenzo, when the rest of the field, the rest of the market, the rest of the hype, the rest of the paid promoters, and the rest of the charlatans around YouTube and around the crypto sphere were saying buy now at minimum. When you were back here, At minimum, 2 years later, XRP should have hit something like this and should be doing something up here, right? Old Vincenzo said you would never sniff that, let alone the old all-time high on the way left machine from back in the old pump. I laid out my reasons why it would never make it up there. You're going to be waiting like that dinosaur down there, right? And you were never going to sniff this. And you say, well, we sniffed it. We got almost to $2. No, you didn't sniff it, not in the sphere of if you bought the high back here at about $3.25 on that wick on this pump where you made your high. Hold on, that's not even far enough. Was that the high? Yeah, that was the high. Where you made your high. Let's get back here. All the way back up here at right about there. You were how many days? And we only got to about $1.98. We were 1,200 days later, and we were only about 36.69%, 37% away still from the old all-time high. As I was telling everybody in the hype train when I made my station that this was the peak right here when we were in this. And look how insignificant it looks now when you take a pullback and then just be level-headed. But when we were in here after this big orgasmic blow off top, bam, I told y'all this was the consolidation phase before the breakdown, and nobody was calling for it. All these charlatans told you it was going up there, and that's why it's very, very important to understand what's actually going on. And that's my fear of what's going on here to hit that target. And that's why we have a rhyme and a reason and a plan specifically and strategically thought out on how we do things and how we allocate our money and asset allocation and the information that we take and see and find and gather and believe based on what we know and understand. Because I believe nothing and question everything, as the old George Carlin once said, you believe and trust nobody and you question everything. And that includes the government, right? You question everything and you believe nothing. And like the old Bill Cooper said, he extrapolated onto that and said, you believe nothing, you question everything until and unless you can prove for yourself via fact and documentation to support that fact that you are presenting, that you do not trust anybody, right? You don't even trust me, as you used to say, and that's what I tell you, my audience, don't even trust old Vincenzo unless things that I say, even as mainstream as me saying BlockFi went bankrupt. Don't take my word for that. That's just if you go talk to somebody, hey, BlockFi went bankrupt. How do you know? Where can I find that? I don't know. Old Vincenzo on YouTube told me, which means you don't know. You have to go find the documentation. And you finding out if BlockFi filed bankruptcy isn't going on CNBC and listening to their buffoonery and saying they did or didn't. You have to go and find the documentation because it's all out there in public record of BlockFi's filing for bankruptcy and then read it because it's there, or read the press statement from whoever the press person is that puts out public information for said company, and get that information and facts and documents for yourself that you verified and you know to be true. And that's what I try to do here at Old Vincenzo. I haven't shilled really any companies ever on here. I traded with a trading company, so I told you about it. But I try to everything that I tell you to be verified that I know for myself before I tell you, to try to keep you educated, because I'm not here trying to shill, sell, or get rich off anybody here. As you know, based on my channel things, if you want to support it, I have it for $2. If I'm trying to get rich, it's not going to be $2, and you don't have to even do that as long as you're here liking and commenting the stuff and the information, hopefully that's helping you along your day-to-day life on whatever you're trying to do and learn and educate based on things that I tell you. And what I want to happen is if I'm telling you something's a scam, that should be good enough for you to keep you far away from it as possible. And then I'll know I've done my job. And what your job is, if you think or suspect or smell out something, you smell something funny in the air, comment to me, get a hold of me, tell me to investigate it and figure out what's actually going on with something that maybe you want to invest in but it smells a little off, smells a little funny, and you have questions on it but aren't sure, I want to have that trust with you that you come to me. And if I go give it the sniff test and I smell some sour eggs and tell you that milk's rotten, you stay far, far away because you trust that I'm giving you the cold, hard facts and the truth, because I'll go out and sniff it out and verify it. And then you go take that information and try to verify my information that I'm telling you and come up with your own opinion based on uh, evidence presented, backed up, or disproved, and sniffing out, right? Like, subscribe, and share as we continue to educate and grow as a community and a channel, as I have big, big visions for this station on our way to becoming asset millionaires, because that's really what it's all about. You have to have assets to become a millionaire, and that's what I do. I collect assets of all sizes. Some people say cash isn't an asset, but cash is a strategic asset that allows you at different phases of different purchasing power at set times for things you want to buy, to purchase, that can reward you. It's a vehicle and an avenue to get the assets that you want. And that's what we're here to do, and here to build and grow slowly and as quickly as possible over time and as smartly as possible to get real returns, uh, generate dividend yields, rent being paid to you, or stocks appreciating, uh, or whatever avenue you choose. We grow together and learn together and profit together in our journey along the way to becoming asset millionaires. Peace and love.